Well, this was a video I had sitting on my desktop for a while, even before Ultimate's reveal, mainly because I wanted to get an actual look at the game before releasing my own character's prediction video. Sadly, a few characters I had on this list did get deconfirmed, so besides just 2 tweaks, the list is basically the same as it was a few months ago. Hey guys, Cybershroom here. So getting on to the topic, even though Sakurai mentioned we really shouldn't expect that many new fighters in Smash Bros. Ultimate, because the main goal was to add all the veterans into one entry this time, I still feel we're going to see a few more new characters that aren't echoes before DLC. I really just want to get to the list, so I got no rules besides the fact that any character I've already talked before in this channel will not be included. Otherwise, it's basically anything goes. I really just want to give you guys my thoughts on possible characters for Ultimate. As being a Nintendo YouTuber, I'm relegated to have a top 10 about Smash newcomers. And finally, if you guys feel like I left out a character, be sure to comment below. I always read the comments and I really want to know your personal top 10. With that all out of the way, I am Cybershroom with my top 10 characters of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. ARMS is an interesting game to say the least. Motion controls aside, the game's pretty alright, but it's divisive to say if it's a success Nintendo is hoping for sales wise. Personally, I don't plan on picking up the game anytime soon, especially at the $60 price tag. Maybe if we got a $20 reduction, but I don't see that happening. One thing ARMS does got that I can sell it on is characters. Smash is a great series promoter. Being a new Nintendo franchise and all like Splatoon, I feel like we're going to see one of the many colorful characters this series gave us to promote this new IP. I personally think that the main character, or at least poster boy Springman, will be that new colorful playable character. Based off the demo Nintendo has released a while back, gameplay wise, Springman seems to have the potential to be a long-ranged attacker with the ability to have some jaw-dropping grabs. For basic attacks, imagine Samus's grab beam, but instead it's just a normal smash attack. What would make this character step out more to me at least, would be the ability to grab characters in midair just like in ARMS. Being able to do long grabs and being able to slam down opponents seems broken, but I feel if we give Springman the Lil Mac treatment, aka nerf his recovery a lot, he'll be pretty balanced. You know, in the last, I want to say 5 years, we've seen many classic series get revivals in forms of remakes or reimaginings. It was no surprise after the Crash and Insane trilogy, Activision would revive another one of the properties that have laid dormant for years. While I ain't the biggest Spyro fan, in fact, I won't jump into a series until the Reignited trilogy comes out, I have respect for the character in gaming history, and thinks why not add him into Smash? Spyro has a lot of things going for him. First of all, his design. Smash hasn't had a dragon-like character added yet, and if you say Charizard's a dragon, I'll fight you down in the comments. But besides being a dragon, Spyro would also be another character that would fire on all fours, since there's only been up to 2 characters in the series that have done that so far, adding one more would give the roster more variety. For exact moves that Spyro would have, he has his tackle, which can easily be his side B, and his normal B can be his fire breath. Maybe Sakurai can somehow even incorporate sparks into the mix. Maybe with every 50% of damage Spyro takes, Spark changes color. What would this color change do? Well, you guys decide, because as I already mentioned, I'm not the biggest Spyro nerd. It would also be pretty neat during the Nintendo Direct to reveal Spyro right after announcing like the Reignited trilogy coming to Switch. It is coming to Switch, they had it up on the website for like a half hour, so just hurry up and reveal it already. When it comes to legacy characters in Smash, there will always be a list of characters I think should be added regardless because of their history on gaming. There are quite a few characters like that on this list, but one of the more forgotten characters sadly might get replaced by V-Stings. But fuck it, I'll still give my number 8 slot to Rayman. What is a Rayman? I don't know, but I remember being one of those platformer mascots that stuck out in an era when there were too many platformer mascots. With Nintendo and Ubisoft being close buddies because of the overwhelmingly positive response to Mario X Rabbids Kingdom Battle, I'm sure Ubisoft is going to be getting a slot. And yeah, it'll probably go with the Rabbids, but the Rabbids did start off as a Rayman spin-off, so there's still hope that he could be added. It isn't like Rayman's totally dead. I mean, Rayman Legends did receive a Nintendo Switch port, so there's still a way to market the character. And don't we forget that we had that out of nowhere trophy in Super Smash Bros. Wii U. Some may say it's pretty random. I think it was hinting at a potential character back then, and now he's gonna be fully realized. Hear me out with this one, guys. Nintendo always come up with the most random ideas, from a fat Italian plumber that eats mushrooms and fights giant turtles, to cardboard. Giant turtle, $70 cardboard, and you guys remember how they sold people on those ideas? You take that plumber, and you throw him into a video game. So why don't we take cardboard and throw that into a video game? Okay, that clearly didn't work. Plan B, we'll throw him into a fighting game. Sakurai has always added troll characters in Smash Bros. In 64, it could be considered that Ness was the troll character. In Melee, it was obviously Pichu and Game & Watch. Brawl gave us Rob, and Smash 4, the Duck Hunt Dog and the Wii Fit Trainer were added. So with the newest entry, why don't we go beyond all those characters and make the Labo Man. Labo Man could basically work as a Game & Watch character, someone who all of their moves are based off different products. In the Labo Man's case, we could base them off Nintendo Labo projects. And heck, for a final Smash, give us that giant robot kid to smash around people like Giga Bowser, and I'll give Nintendo a 10 out of 10 at the end of the day if this actually happens and they attempt to sell us a cardboard amiibo. Just do it, people will buy regardless. With Smash Bros, all types of games are represented in one way. We got the platformers, obviously, a fighting game rep, the arcade reps, hack and slashers, even a system representative, but a character we haven't seen yet represent genre is the puzzle series. You could make the argument that Dr. Mario represents puzzle games, but that's a Mario spin-off and not its own thing, which I want to change in Smash Bros. Never a lot of puzzle series that could be represented in Smash Bros, but if I had to narrow it down to 3, it was either the professor from Tetris Plus, but he was a really niche choice to go with, so I didn't really go with him. I mean, the Tetris wiki has barely any information on that game. Bub and Bob from Bubble Bobble, but it could happen since their games have been featured on services like the Virtual Console and the NES Classic, but once again, they seem kinda too niche to go with. And the last series I had to choose with is obviously where I went with, as thanks to a certain crossover of Sega has boosted the series to its peak popularity and at what would be considered acceptable for Smash Bros. I am talking about the Puyo Puyo series. Puyo Puyo, to put it short, is a puzzle game about stacking these jelly called Puyo. I ain't no expert on the series, but with the wide variety of characters the game has, I would like to see it represented in Smash. The character out of the bunch I would like to see would be Arlie, the main character of the series. She's a lot going for her, including the fact that she's been around with the series since the first arcade release, making her effectively a retro character, and Sakurai loves adding retro characters. I can't think of a moveset exactly for her, but with characters like the Duck Hunt Dog and Captain Falcon, Sakurai could think of something. Plus, it'd be really neat to see a Puyo Puyo Tetris stage implemented into the game. Tetris has been featured as songs since Brawl, but never had its own stage. It'd be cool after a few seconds that the stage layout would change between Puyo and Tetris. In Tetris mode, random blocks as platforms would fall from the sky, but in Puyo mode, sticky platforms fall from the sky. It'd be banned from tournaments, and I probably won't play it a lot, but the fact that it would be there would be nice. Something that had me most excited for Ryu entering Smash is not only for the character himself, but also for the fact that we're finally getting other fighting game representation. While Nintendo vs Capcom will probably never happen, the best we could do is have Ryu in Smash Bros. But why stop at Ryu? Now I ain't gonna be saying let's add somebody from Mortal Kombat, no, that'd be silly. However, a certain company that's huge in the fighting game community is celebrating their 40th anniversary, and what would make that better than adding the Neo Geo's poster child, Terry Bogard, to Smash Bros. Terry Bogard comes from the Fatal Fury series, a popular series of fighting games from the 90s produced by SNK, but him and SNK really grew popular because of their King of Fighters series, and that I think would be the main draw for Terry being in Smash. He has the moveset already there, just like Ryu convert his special moves to basic Smash inputs and call it a day. There's so many SNK fighting games in Nintendo Switch eShop already, and with the newest SNK Waifu Battle Royale on the way, Terry is still relevant. Plus, that'll probably be the closest to an SNK vs Capcom 3 you guys are ever going to get. Kirby, why do you always get the boot in Smash games? For being one of Sakurai's own creations, Kirby always seems to get the short end of the stick in terms of really anything. For being a low tier character to get no new representations in Smash 4, I always felt Kirby should be more represented in Smash Bros. Now I can see why Sakurai hasn't added much to the Kirby series. Sure, with Star Allies and Superstar, there are tons of playable characters to choose from, but they honestly lack the public awareness that characters like King Dedede, Meta Knight, and Kirby have. However, out of all of those side characters, one stands out compared to the rest, and has lately made more appearances than Meta Knight. Let's go back to 2011 of Kirby's Return to Dreamland, a nice return to form for Kirby console games, basically taking what worked in Adventure and Superstar and fine-tuning it to its max potential. Of course, being a Wii platformer from Nintendo, multiplayer is taxed on, and you had the choice between 4 colorful Kirbys, Meta Knight, the first playable debut of King Dedede, but you also had one more character that well deserves a spot in Smash. Now what makes this Waddle Dee stand out from the rest? I mean, Waddle Dees are the Kirby equivalent to Goombas for the series. All I could say is, well, this one got a spear and a bandana. Bandana Dee since Return to Dreamland for me has always been the underdog of the Kirby series. Most Waddle Dee just walk left and right, but this Waddle Dee decided to man up and play the big boys. Smash does not have a spear-based character yet, and Bandana Dee being the 4th playable character in Return to Dreamland, not mentioning all of his other playable instances in other Kirby games, making the moveset form would be easy, and having Bandana Dee be that 4th Kirby representative in the series will fill that void of needing a Kirby representative for a long time. Plus, look at that face. While in the event of Spyro the Dragon actually being added to Smash Bros., I think that this would be another Capcom case where Activision will not only get 1 rep, but 2 reps. What would seem to be a fever dream during Smash 4 is suddenly becoming a possibility with the N. Sane Trilogy coming to the Nintendo Switch and doing pretty well sales-wise. With that, I now have a strong belief that we're going to see Crash Bandicoot in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, from not only being back in the spotlight of gaming because of the newest Dark Souls game, but also for the fact that he's already one of the most viable legacy characters you can add to Smash Bros. Crash really has a lot going for him, and even moveset wise, there's already the belly flop, the spinning mechanic, and sliding. Sakurai should have no problem coming up with a style for Crash. And sure, while there's still going to be Sony fanboys crying on Twitter over the fact that the N. Sane Trilogy is on other platforms, I think nobody will be crying if we could finally have that 4-way 90s mascot crossover battle. The next 2 characters on this list I feel like are the highest likely candidates for a spot in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Both have been in fan polls, official polls, and both have always landed in the top 10. Smash Bros. Ultimate is supposed to be the Smash Brothers for the fans, so I'd predict that because of the polls, King K. Rool will be a newcomer for Ultimate. Character-wise, he's the main villain of the Donkey Kong Country trilogy, and is the most recognizable antagonist of the whole series. He's not only a villain, but also a heavyweight, character quirks that should have more representation in Smash. And finally, the Donkey Kong series desperately needs more representation. Sure, having Dixie Kong as an Echo Fighter would be awesome, but what would even be cooler is having a famous series antagonist with a whole original moveset. Speaking of moveset, King K. Rool has a lot going for him, from his shotgun being comparable to Bowser Jr.'s cannon fire, to being able to toss and throw his crown like Link's boomerang. He'd be a real heavy hitter. We also got costume options. King K. Rool in the Donkey Kong series has gone through several redesigns and personas, like a pirate, a mad scientist, even a championship boxer. Those could all be alternative skins for him. In fact, thinking about it, K. Rool can even have his moveset be based off one attack from each version of himself. Now that would be the best redemption Sakurai could give from the lack of new DK reps in Smash 4. I've certainly talked on for quite a bit, but before I get to my number 1, here are some honorable mentions. I mentioned at the number 2 slot that the next entries have been requested for years since Melee, but for one reason or another, couldn't be added. K. Rool I can see have potential issues getting into Smash in the past because he was a rare created character, so it might have been possible copyright issues, or the fact that Nintendo didn't want to have that part of the past brought back up. With this character, it's almost in the same boat. The character was a collaboration between Nintendo and a third-party developer, so getting him into Melee, Brawl, or Smash 4 could have been difficult, but since Cloud Strife got into Smash, and his character got a Mii costume in the last game as DLC, safe to say, we'll now have this Mario character in Smash Bros. That's right, a third-party Mario character, that being Geno from Super Mario RPG. Geno. What is there more to say about Geno on YouTube? You have people clamoring to get him into Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. You have people creating movesets for him every day, conspiracy videos explaining his likelihood, and the abundance of mods they have for him in Brawl. Geno originates from Super Mario RPG, a Super Nintendo title that was a collaboration between Squaresoft and Nintendo. In fact, this was the first of many RPGs for Mario, and later this kickstarted the Paper Mario series. Speaking of Paper Mario, people have wanted him as a character, and while I would like to see him eventually, I do not want him to be the first character representing the Mario RPGs. If we're going to get a rep to showcase the vast history of the RPGs, why not get somebody from the first RPG, the Super Mario RPG? If Capcom could have two representatives being Ryu and Mega Man, then Square Enix should get another one as well. And while you're at it, Nintendo, get on Square to remake Super Mario RPG with the Octopath engine. That would be something to look at. What characters do you guys want to see in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate? Comment down below. I've had this list sitting in my documents for over 2 months now, and I'm finally glad to get it over with. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more Smash videos, subscribing helps. In fact, I'm almost to 500 subscribers, so if you subscribe today, that would be pretty cool to help me out, because I really want to reach that mark before the summer ends. I got social media links and a Patreon in the description. Finally, I'm Cybershoom, hoping you have a good one.